Why does the human brain tell us, what if I just take take more, I just keep taking more, and then I'll just feel better?
Great question. And I think the answer to that question is honestly is that the human brain itself, think of it as very fertile soil. You have farmland and the soil is so fertile. It wants to grow whatever you put into it. All it wants to do is give back what you put into it. It doesn't care what you put into it. It doesn't care if you put in negative thoughts, positive thoughts, etc. It's just going to give back what you put into it. So in a big fertile soil, if I plant a bunch of poison and weeds and bunch of just really bad plants, that fertile soil is going to give me more of this shrub, of this poison, of these really, like poison ivy and these really bad shrubs. It doesn't care what I put into it. It's just going to give me back whatever I put into it. On the other hand, if I put into it, I take care of the land. I focus on putting in roses and daisies and etc. And I feed it these things. It's gonna give me back those things. The human mind itself is not smart. The way that I like to think about it, the human mind itself is just something that wants to thrive, and it will give back whatever you put into it. So, I mean, think about this. Have you ever heard, day by day, I get better and better in every single way. Imagine like thinking to yourself, oh, today I did this. I'm so grateful. Just find three things, like you just hear from these self-help books. Just find three things that you find really grateful. Well, what are they trying to do? They're trying to just feed this fertile soil, just some little grateful things for it to give back more grateful things, to create these habits so that you're consistently focusing on the positive and your mind is constantly giving you back that positive. Now, on the other hand, let's say you get home from work, like, oh my God, I was so stupid. I can't believe I said that, or I can't believe I did that. Oh, I can't believe, I didn't do this. Oh gosh, I'm so dumb. I don't deserve this. And you keep saying that to yourself. All you're giving to that fertile land is just that negativity. And that fertile land is just going to give you back that negativity.
I think this part of the episode I want to really dive deep into to help you guys understand what the soil in your mind is like. I think you do need to look at your brain as kind of a farmland because, again, and we've said it, I believe, plenty of times on
We always
our
talk about it.
podcast,
Yeah.
negativity, positivity, planting the right seeds in your mind. But I want you to understand, again, sometimes we do go through experiences that we don't understand when we're putting in a poisonous shrub, or we don't know when we're putting something in that's going to give us more negative effects than positive effects until we get hit by the negative effects and then we decide this plant needs to go. So, let me ask you guys this. How do I take care of my soil? How do I know to plant the right seeds? And when it's time to take those, time to remove a planter's seed, what can I do or what can I figure out to not only help my mental health, but also maybe help other people around me to see if they can plant the right plants?
I think it's just all about putting yourself in the right environment and seeking professional helps or whatever you're comfortable with. I mean, we all need help, and sometimes we all need to take a step back from our life and really look at it in kind of like a bigger picture, like grand scheme of things. Because you can't really see this whole field of view when you're watching it like right here. And like that's how it feels most of the time when we're dealing with these issues like the anxiety, the depression. It's just like up front, right in our faces. When really, if we take a step back, yeah, we have the input from other people and from professionals, from things we see living life in general, and it just all kind of correlates with each other and just helps us achieve that.
Yeah. And how Cheyenne was just describing, again, when it's in your face, when depression and anxiety is just beating you and punching you in the face, the soil is it's gonna get harder to plant the right positive seeds that you need, right? When you're feeling depressed and when you're feeling sad and when you're feeling anxious, it's hard to be like, yes, if I tell myself I'm going to be okay, everything will be okay. Yes, if I say the right things to myself, I'll be okay. I've I've been in extremely depressive episodes, and maybe you can touch a little bit about the anxious episodes. But when I'm in my depressive episodes and I try to tell myself, yeah, I'll be okay, yeah, this happens, it doesn't help. I feel as if it makes it a lot worse, and I just keep spiraling, and it doesn't help. So I think the thing that I have to say when you're in front of when you're in front of depression, depression is staring you right in the face. When depression's punching you in the face, it's hard to be aware of that situation because sometimes I'm blinded that I'm not sure if I'm really feeling depressed, or maybe my emotions and my chemical imbalance are just not correct right now. I don't know. But I think what I keep going back to, and what a core thing that I am trying to understand is everybody goes through these things. Everybody has these situations. Everybody has an episode. Maybe not at as extremes as me, or maybe not as difficult as I do, but when I go through these depressive episodes, I need to remind myself not only am I not the only person who's going through this, but this is something that will pass. I can't stay depressed forever. I can't be anxious forever. I can't be sad all the time. I know at one point things will look up. And again, I think it goes back to our bouncing back episode. When you fall and you hit rock bottom, trying to get back up and climb the stairs of an incline is much harder than when it was falling. But if you keep reminding yourself the little things about the little seeds, I guess, that we like to plant in our soil, right? The little things that to remind ourselves when the rain is coming and when it's not sunny at all, that this cloud will pass. So I think if you've got anything to say about your anxious episode and how you helped yourself in your periods of life, please feel free to share.
Yeah, just real quick. Like, I mean, it's tough to say. Like, for me personally, it seems like, and even with other people that I see, it's more, I feel like sometimes you just add these negative plants to your field accidentally. Like, you don't realize you're doing it until it's in your, like, until it's grown, it's in your face, and then you can help identify a problem. But kind of like how I think about it like this is like maybe like I don't know, like you're in high school, you missed the bus, and now like oh your mom's gonna be pissed that she's got to drive you to school now. But like
Yeah,
damn,
right.
now your day is like already in the shitter, and now you're gonna go the rest of your day and all you're gonna see like you're gonna get in that mindset and you're gonna notice how easy it is to see more negative things throughout that day. And sometimes it's just on a daily basis, but like grow that to like existential crises and big life problems that like you don't necessarily like you have to go through those things and you will find your own way to go through it. But if you might not mean to take the negative side of those things, you just accidentally do it or accidentally think it or accidentally say something to yourself, and from there it'll grow and you will start realizing that more and more. And to me it was just more of a process of in the beginning how to distinguish those problems at the very beginning so that I could better change my thoughts right as it's starting. So that way that seed doesn't even sprout. I'm going to spray it with some damn weed killer. It doesn't even grow. It's already out of the ground before it starts. And I think that what I'm trying to say is being able to change those negative thoughts positively before those negative thoughts can sprout any further. Like just addressing it as fast as you can, whether you need to go talk to somebody or you're able to figure it out for yourself. It's just being able to address those problems as quickly as possible.
And when you plant bad seeds plenty of times, you start seeing the little hints of when it's a bad seed before it fully grows into the plant it is itself.
Yeah, you do
Sometimes
get
you'll get
used to
hints.
it. You get
You,
used to it.
yeah,
Oh yeah.
and you figure out what's good for you, and you figure out what plants are right for you, and what seeds to plant and what seeds to uproot. And that's something that we here at YNA are glad to share with you guys.